Hello and welcome to Leader Spotlight. Today I have the privilege to speak to and introduce you to Doug Straley, the Superintendent of Louisa County Public Schools. He was most recently recognized as Superintendent of the Year for Region 5 in Virginia, but the kinship that I share with him that I'm so excited to learn more about is his recognition in 2018 as the most spirited superintendent in the nation. That sounds so exciting, and I can totally understand why, Doug. What a great honor. Welcome. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me today.
Absolutely. Yeah, so tell me a little bit more about the most spirited and how did you get that recognition?
Well, I'm not sure how I received it, but I can tell you that I'm certainly passionate about what I do, and I love working in this county in which I grew up in. And I grew up, I was blessed to have the opportunity to go through our public school system here. I've lived here all my life, and I have a true passion for Louisa County. I love Louisa County and want to see it succeed, and I hope that spirit comes out in everything I do every day.
Well, I certainly know. I've noticed it since the short time that I've been here working with the chamber. It's definitely been very inspiring to see someone champion so much for our community, not just for the students at the school, but really the business community as well. I mean, you really lead the charge in building a community spirit. I think that's amazing what you're doing. You're such a strong leader for this community. And you're a native here, of course.
That's right. That's right. And I appreciate you saying that. You know, for me, it's all about team, and I'm all about the team approach, and we call it Team LCPS. And Team LCPS is all of us here in Louisa County. It's not just our school system, but it's our entire county working together for a common cause, which is to build a better Louisa every day. And if we all work together, certainly we're going to be able to achieve that much easier. And that's one of the concepts we really tried to work around. And again, you know, it's that whole team concept. And if we all can work together, we all can be successful, and we all know we're a part of it. And that's what it's all about.
That's right. All ships rise with the tide, right?
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
So tell me a little bit, I mean, being a native in Louisa, have you known since childhood, like, I want to be in education and do this, or kind of like what got you on this path to where you are in education and specifically serving Louisa?
Well, I always wanted to teach, and I always wanted to coach. I grew up in a family that was very enthusiastic about athletics and competition, and everything in my family was all about competition, and grew up that way. And so I went to school and came back and began to teach and coach here in Louisa. Loved what I was doing, had an extreme passion for it, and met a very influential educator here in my career here that said, hey, we see some leadership skills in you. We really encourage you to go and begin to pursue that next step of leadership in education. And that's what I did. And Dr. Deborah Pettit was the one who came to me and said, you know, we really think you need to take this next step. And so obviously she was a previous superintendent, and I was privileged to get my first teaching job here in Louisa, and she was the principal, and it's really all worked out from there as far as just stepping to the next thing. And I've loved every job I've ever had within education. I never wanted to do anything but the job I was in education. I was so passionate and excited about every job I've had. And, you know, just paths were opened, and the Lord opened doors for me, and I just followed those doors along. And here I am now, the superintendent of Louisa County Public Schools.
I love it. And it sounds like, you know, with your path, your journey to superintendent, you've been able to experience, you know, a lot of the positions that you're now leading. So what a great, I would imagine that gives you kind of a good connection with teachers and, you know, coaches and other people within the school system, because you've kind of walked in their shoes. Would that be a...
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel, you know, I never want to forget what it's like to be a teacher. And in this position, it's easy to maybe do that. And that's one of the things I always say. I'm here to really support and make sure I never forget what it's like to be a teacher, because it's a tough job. And, you know, I was fortunate to start my teaching career at the middle school level, and I was an assistant principal at the elementary level. And then at the high school level, I was an assistant principal and principal athletic director, all at the high school level as well. So I've been able to have all the levels of experience, and certainly they all have their unique challenges. And I'm so grateful to our hardworking staff and just our dedicated team here that day in and day out strives to be the best it can be.
Yeah, I actually, small little tidbit, wanted to be a teacher most of my life. My mother was a teacher. And I remember being in 8th grade, I used to be able to go and help her in the classroom. And as I grew up and watched, I really have a great compassion for teachers, because it's such a challenging job, balancing educating and in a lot of ways taking care of people's children, especially now with the pandemic, that heightened awareness about safety and health. And it's such a challenging time right now for teachers, as if it wasn't already challenging. What have you seen or what have you done as a leader to help your staff and your teachers really maneuver through this changing time that I'm sure has been even more difficult than what they were already facing as teachers?
Yeah, it's tough. And I say every day that our staff's probably working harder than they've ever worked, but maybe not getting the results they even normally would see. And that's one of the things we have to remember, and just focus on the positives that are involved in this. And, I truly believe that communication is the key to everything. And where there's a void in communication, negativity is going to fill it. And that's one of the things that we really strive through all of this, is to be very transparent with our staff, with our community, about everything we're doing here within the division, and not just within the pandemic, but before the pandemic. I truly believe that communication is the key to success, and positive, clear, transparent communication. And that's one thing we really tried to do through all of this, to make sure that we're all on the same page and know where we are. So that void that I was talking about in communication never happens. So you can, again, avoid that negativity.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's so important. Communication, that's key in any relationship. So
Absolutely.
Just moving a little bit to kind of your leadership style, what do you feel is your greatest asset in terms of leading not just the school system, but being a leader throughout the community?
Well, I really strive to be a servant leader, and I think I define myself as a servant leader. I'm here to truly believe I was put here in this position to serve other people, and it always needs to be about other people and not about me and what I'm doing, but about others. And I love helping people. I love seeing others succeed, and I truly think I wake up every day thinking, how can I help others today, and how can I serve other people and other individuals within this team. And that's truly what drives me every single day, with that passion. And the other piece is positivity. I think, for me, positivity is a huge piece of who I am. And even when I'm around negative people, it really sucks the life out of me. And I have to really strive to make sure we stay on that positive route. So positivity, I think that positive thinking, we can always do this, no matter the situation, no matter what they throw at us, whether it's an earthquake, a pandemic, whatever it may be. Here within Louisa County Public Schools and with Team LCPS, we can do it, and we can do positive things. And I think that's the thinking that we want to always strive for.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. And I think that's one of the things that I gravitate to you and appreciate about you, and watching your videos and how you lead the school system in this community. But I'll be honest with you. I mean, I struggle. I feel like I'm a pretty positive person as well, but I do struggle with those. Do you have any, what are some of your go-tos to help people get through some of those and maintain that level of optimism and positive thinking, and not let the negative creep in? I mean, what kind of things do you do to maintain that?
Well, for me, it's all about reminding myself of why I'm here. And I'm here because of my passion for this community, and wanting to make sure that every student in our school division has an opportunity that anyone else out there might have. And we want to make sure that there are always those opportunities, and building a better Louisa every day, and making sure we're doing what's necessary here to build that better Louisa, connecting with our workforce and connecting with the businesses out there that need what they need. Those things, to me, drive the positivity. because with each day we get up, we have a chance to make it one or the other. We call it crossing the line. We can, as you see in my background here, we call it crossing the line. We call it 212. Crossing the line, meaning, do we just do an average day? Do we just get by? Do we just do what's gonna get us by and make it okay? Or do we go the extra degree? Do we make amazing things happen? Do we do what it takes to provide those opportunities that wouldn't otherwise come without that extra degree? And we call it 212. The extra degrees, you can also see in my background, we call it the extra degree. At 211 degrees, water is hot. And with hot water, you get hot water. But with 212 degrees, one extra degree, you get boiling water. And with boiling water, you get steam. And with steam, you can power a train. And with a powered train, what are the other amazing things you can do just by that one extra degree to make it happen? So that's what we always talk about here within our division, that one extra degree. And if I go that one extra degree, what are the amazing things that we can make happen? And for me, that's what every day is about, is going that extra degree, finding those amazing things so we can build those better opportunities, build those amazing results for our students and for this community. And that's what I love to do. And that's my passion. And that's why, honestly, I can stay positive every day, because I think that's what we're here to do and make it happen. So it excites me.
I absolutely love that you bring so much passion into your role and even into your personal life. Can you share a little bit about, in terms of putting that passion to work and building, the logos that you mentioned that are behind you? What's kind of your strategy or approach? Do you have a brainstorming session with a group? Is this something that you just come up with and then you build it out with your team? Like, give us an idea from a management perspective. How do you manage your team and build these amazing positive approaches and themes going into your school system?
Well, I'm always sitting around thinking about how can we be better? How can we continue to motivate ourselves and motivate one another? And essentially, Team LCPS, how do we make Team LCPS stronger every day? And what are those keywords that we could talk about that we all would know? If you say 212 within any of us within this school division, every single person is going to know what that means. We don't have to go into an explanation. Everyone knows, and it's who we are. It builds and defines everything around us. And so I'm always constantly thinking about what is that next thing? How are we out in front of this? I don't like to be reactive. I like to be proactive. And how do we make sure that we're out in front? And we call it leading the way here in Louisa. We want to lead the way. We say Louisa leads, and truly I believe Louisa leads. And how we do that is you stay out in front of things. You don't become reactive. You're proactive. And I think that's key to all of us as individuals and being successful, whether it be in a school division, whether it be in a business, whether it be in a relationship, whatever that might be. I think success is built off of communication and being proactive.
Absolutely. I want to shift it a little bit to the school system specifically and leading and mentioning Louisa leads and being out in front of things. Obviously, the pandemic came somewhat out of nowhere, and no one was really prepared for this shock, and it impacted everyone, across the board. What were some things, because we still have some businesses and individuals and stuff that are still not quite adjusting to, it's here, we're living in a new environment. What are some tools or some things that you quickly did within your school system that you feel like have made it better or produced some confidence and some structure to ease some of the anxiety so people can continue to function and look towards the future and grow and improve?
Well, I think number one was the communication piece from the start. And every step that we took, we made sure we were communicating it out to our families. We have 5,000 students, just over 5,000 students here. That's 5,000, parents. That's 5,000 sets of parents. We have almost 900 staff members. So there's a lot of folks that we need to be communicating with and need to know what page we're on and where we're moving. And I think that communication, again, was key out in front of everything. But we need to continue to do that because this is changing on a daily basis, even from our end. We're getting new communications from the state level, from the national level, on a daily basis that we need to make sure we're adhering to and making sure that we're out in front of. And so we're always anticipating those next steps. What is going to be the next thing? What are they going to come down next? So we have somewhat of a plan in place, or at least a framework in place when it does happen, so we can immediately jump into action. And I'm so proud of the team here. I'm so proud of this amazing team. And I will say when school was shut down on March 13th, at least our buildings were shut down. Our folks never stopped working. I mean, they continued to work, and the administrative team worked straight through from the school-based administration and so forth, worked straight through the summer, never really took a day off to put plans in place so our kids could be back in school in the fall. Our teachers continued to work. They continued to make calls. They continued to reach out to families. They continued to make connections. And so did our staff. And I'm just so proud of everyone. Just for really jumping on board and making this happen. And as I said earlier, I believe our team is working harder than they've ever worked, and maybe not getting the results that they would normally get, but they're still continuing to work as hard as they can to try to get those results. And I'm so proud of them for it. And that is everyone on this team. I'm not just talking about one group of individuals. It takes this entire team. And that's what I keep preaching, is that team concept. And that's what our folks are they really believe. We count on each other. And if any of us, are not holding our weight, then it creates a problem. And everyone believes that. And
Yeah.
So proud of everyone.
Yeah, we are too. I mean, I think it's been incredible. You guys have definitely been a shining example of how to adjust to adversity and change. And I think that change is the only thing that's constant in our world, and I wanted to ask you a little bit about with the change and all of these adjustments. What are some things that you have uncovered through this adversity that have made things better? Or, I know here at the Chamber, we've learned some things like, wow, we're never going to go back to doing it that way because this, but we probably wouldn't have experienced that without this kind of change. Have you had any kind of moments like that where you've had some significant changes that's like, whoa, this is so much better?
Well, indeed, we've had a lot of those aha moments, and that's what's sort of exciting through all of this, is as crazy as that may sound, is the fact that how is this going to help us be better tomorrow, and be better tomorrow than we are today, and better today than we were yesterday, and looking at every angle to make sure that's happening. Because if we're not better tomorrow, then we essentially failed, right? And so we've got to continue to be better and better. And I think that's what this team has really looked at as they've gone through it. But one of the things that really stands out is our virtual academy. I think of our virtual academy. We would, in a rural school division, it's always been said, you can't have a virtual school. You can't teach virtually. It doesn't work. And we were sort of forced to be able to try to put this in motion and really look and see, how can we make this happen? And not just make it happen, but how can we build the best rural virtual academy in the nation? How can we make that happen? And that's been our passion, to do that, and being able to really look at every angle of it and see it is working in many cases, and finding out where it's not working so we can fix those issues where it's not working to make it better. Because I would like to see this virtual academy continue on beyond just COVID-19. We want to be able to provide this opportunity for our families well beyond into the future, from way beyond now and into the future. And so I'm excited about that. And it's something I don't think we would probably have attempted on our own without being put into the position to do it, because it's always been said that rural school divisions can't do it. So we're looking to build the best one possible and the best one out there for any rural school division in the country. I mean, that's our goal, is to be able to provide that. And I'm really proud of how it's going so far. And absolutely, do we have issues? Absolutely. Do we have things we have to continue to work out? Absolutely. But it's taking that positive approach to it and seeing, how can we make this work, and how can we make it work well? And I think we're continuing to look at that every day, and meeting with parents that are giving us guidance on their issues and hear their concerns, so we can continue to see every angle of it, and meeting with the parents that it's going well and why is it going well. So if we can see all aspects of it, then at the end of the day, we can really build a quality product.
Absolutely. And I loved, rather quickly, you guys coming out with the wireless on wheels and, solving problems, which I completely appreciate you leading the charge on that to make things better, but solving those problems and attacking those issues. I mean, that is something that we try to do here at the chamber as well. And, we've had a great partnership working with Bo Bundrick and Career and Technical Education, and even beyond that, the support and involvement that we get from your students and your school system, helping the chamber, i.e. helping our business community, has been significant. Can you give me an idea? I mean, we talked to Bo a little bit, but do you have any plans or no future plans related to some of the opportunities that are coming down the pipelines with workforce development or other partnerships or program that will help strengthen our business community or the workforce that's pretty significant for our perspective?
Absolutely. And we've been proud to be able to work with the Virginia Department of Labor in this pilot program for the last 3 years, with building the apprenticeships and the internships and working out in the community. And it's always been said, well, this won't really work with a rural school division again. And I think that certainly Mr. Bundrick and his team have certainly proven that wrong, as it's gone very well and it's been very smooth. And we're so grateful to the businesses with 100+ sponsors. We've got over 65 now, I believe, apprentices out there in the community. That's what it's all about. And again, we need to be building products here and be giving our students the skills here to where they're going to go out and be build a better community. And they're going to build a better community by being able to have the skills necessary to go in and be successful within any of these businesses, as well as, again, that's building a better community, because again, they're getting the skills, they're getting employment, and all of that serves everyone well. So that's been our goal, and certainly to be able to reach out and to build better relationships with our businesses so we know exactly what they want. And one of the things, we talk about, the future and what does the future look like, and what does the future hold for public education. And you hear me talk a lot about the 5 C's, and communication and collaboration and critical thinking and creativity and citizenship, being good people. And those 5 C's are so important. I think that's the wave of the future. And we have to be able to make sure our students are getting those 5 C's. The data says, and this is what we've been reading, is in 2030, which is less than 10 years from now. And if you think about it, 10 years ago, this cell phone didn't exist, right?
Right.
The smartphone has brought our entire industry, our entire country, and just how we now respond differently. So 10 years ago, that didn't exist. So thinking 10 years beyond today, which we're looking at, our second graders, our first graders, our third grade, those students coming through the world, they're saying 85% of the jobs that exist in 2030 don't exist today. So 85% of those jobs that are going to exist don't exist today. So what are we preparing them for? What are we preparing our students for? And what we believe is we don't know exactly what that looks like, but what we do know is if we provide our students with those 5 C's of being creative, being able to collaborate, being able to communicate well, being critical thinkers, being able to think critically, and being good people, being good citizens, any job that's out there, they're going to be able to be successful. Right? So that's why we really are striving for those 5 C's. And so we can better support our business community, better support our community, and better prepare our students to be successful in a world that's changing day by day. And that's going to be the key, I think, with what the future looks like and how we can best support our businesses and best prepare our students to be successful in this world that's yet to come.
Oh my gosh. I 100% agree with you. In fact, those 5 C's, I would like to see that being instilled even into adulthood. Because I mean, we're lucky to have you in our county, and it starts at such a young age, building that well-rounded person. And how much better of a world will we live in with those types of citizenship and collaboration and critical thinking, and just making yourself better to serve in your community, servant leadership and things like that. I truly want to thank you for being such a tremendous leader in our community and spending some time with me today. Before we kind of wrap this up, I do want to just give you an opportunity. I mean, is there anything that we haven't talked about that maybe you'd like to share, whether it's about you and your role here in the county, or even with the school, some of what's coming, anything that you would like to share that we haven't discussed yet?
Well, I would just like to say I'm a blessed gentleman, and I am so blessed to serve with this amazing team in this awesome county. I'm just blessed, and I am so grateful to all the work that this team has done and all the work that this county continues to do. And I'm so grateful to we have such wonderful support from our school board, our board of supervisors, all of which truly believe in public education and truly believe in the value of public education and what it takes. And you can see it by their actions, and they don't just say it, they show it with their actions. And to have 14 individuals that are moving in the same direction to better Louisa, and to know that public education is a huge piece of what it takes to build a better community every day. I'm grateful to them. And again, grateful to this community in which I serve, and grateful to this team here for their hard work every day. And I just thank you and just the partnerships we have with our businesses as well. And thank you for having me today.
You're
Really
welcome. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure. I really appreciate all that you're doing. And I do look forward to our continued partnership, whatever we can do to help the school system and help our community continue to grow and thrive as we move into the future together. I think Louisa is a wonderful place. I really do. I've only been here a short period of time, but just the welcoming nature of folks and the community itself. It's so diverse. And like you said, this can't do it in a rural community. I mean, I think that we're just crashing that wall down every day with moving forward on a number of different fronts. And certainly the team LCPS is leading the charge with that. So thank you so much again for being with us, Doug Straley.
Thank you. I really appreciate the partnership. And as you said, Louisa needs to lead. Our kids deserve it. Our community deserves it. They deserve everything else that anyone else out there has the opportunity. And together we can make that happen. So thank you so much.
That's right. Have a great day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.